Hey friends, welcome back to OG Universe. Thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with me as we look at our final figure from the Mcfarlane Toys DC Direct NFT Digital Wave. Now, this has been a freaking awesome wave of figures, some highs and lows, but we got some really amazing characters. We have already reviewed the Superman from Worlds at War, the Green Arrow from the Longbow Hunters, and finally we get our look at the Silver Age classic Justice League of America Atom. And man, this is the figure that I've been waiting for a long time. I really appreciate all the powers that the Atom has, his intellect, his crime fighting abilities, his friendship with Hawkman Carter Hall. Such a great looking character with such a cool costume. Very simplistic, but the design is just stellar. So we'll dive into the history of the Atom, everything else, but let's take a look at the packaging and what we're getting with this figure. Now the packaging is just beautiful. It's got some exclusive, stunning artwork from Gary Frank. Check out this lizard eating that bug, and that bug was probably trying to eat the Atom, and he's trying to escape there. Really captures the dynamic power set of the Atom. Just really cool adventures that you could have with this character. Then on the side here, we got the Mcfarlane Digital, the Atom DC Silver Age. You got the Atom logo here at the bottom. You got display stand. You got the trading card with the artwork from the back, NFT digital redemption. Now for the accessories, it's a little bit light, but there's a lot of other things that are really good. You do get a couple extra set of hands. You got that pointing hand. You got the PowerPoint. You got the trigger figure hand. You got the sprawled out hand, which we swapped out because I think it looks better like that. And then you got this very cool Atom figure. It's non-posable. It's a little bit of a disappointment because in the first digital wave, Aquaman had Quisp, that little character, and it actually had some posability. So I wish they would have just put a couple points of articulation on this figure, but man, it is so damn cool. You even got pays at the bottom, so if you want to plug them into a display stand, you can do that. I really like how you can imagine, the Atom is shrinking down to this smaller size. You can even go even smaller with that microscopic subatomic level. Very cool. I love this. And one thing I'm going to point out here, which I thought was kind of funny, because we know this Atom is using the Animal Man Booster Gold with Beetle Body Buck, and one of the standout features is that line on the boot. And even this little guy has this segmentation, this line on the boot, which isn't part of the Atom's traditional costume. So I thought that was a funny kind of nod and a little bit of an Easter egg to the collectors and fans out there that know this is that body buck. So really cool to have this accessory. But the Atom, and the Atom has been around since 1961. He appeared in DC Showcase number 34. And man, he has grown into a really popular character. It's one of my favorites because he's kind of like a bit of an underdog, right? You think, oh, he can shrink down to a subatomic level, but he has so much more. He has a bio belt that harnesses the power of a white dwarf star, which gives him the ability to shrink down to molecular subatomic levels. And man, it's damn cool. That whole kind of thought process, that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of thing, it's really cool. I always liked that as a kid. And I think it's a really cool power set to have as well. You've seen him a lot of times in the comic books travel through phone lines. That was always a cool power set. And he's actually a really skilled fighter. He can go toe to toe with a lot of superheroes and a lot of villains. When he shrinks down to microscopic size or a smaller size even, he still retains all of his power. And he's been known to punch holes through concrete walls. Man, this guy's got some power. He's an excellent fighter, but his intellect is one of those things that really sets him apart. He's a fighter, adventurer, but he has that intellect that even Batman goes to on certain cases. So that's a pretty cool kind of history of the Atom, and definitely one of my favorite Justice League of America members. And we can finally put him into a Justice League of America setup with all of the teams that I'm gonna do this really fun video setting up all my teams. And definitely this is one of the key figures that I was holding out to build up that Justice League of America. But let's take a closer look at the figure. So the costume is really a simplistic costume, red and blue. Got some white for the atomic bio belt. Really cool looking figure, man. This just screams simplicity, but man, there's just so much to it. It's kind of like the Flash. He has a really simplistic costume, but it works so damn well. I really do appreciate the head sculpt as well. Definitely a stoic look, adventurer. And what's really great, this gesturing hand. I don't really swap out hands too often, But there's something about this gesturing hand that I just think looks cool. Just imagine he's about to go subatomic. Really nice. Now, the figure does originally come with a trigger figure hand. Now, he does have that bioblaster that he uses very seldomly. You've seen it in the comics a few times. Would have been neat to include that, but unfortunately, we don't get that. But the trigger figure hand, it could go to another character that's red if you want. But there you go. Now, the overall costume, very simplistic, like I said. It's painted perfectly. There's no slop, no kind of deterioration. I would have appreciated, an actual sculpted bio belt. That would have been cool, but unfortunately, on these figure bucks and these characters, we don't get a lot of sculpted details. It's mostly just stamped on, paint on kind of things. But still, one of the trademarks, he's got that cuff on the boot. But this figure is definitely not downplayed by any means. He does have a fluid range of articulation. This is one of the best body bucks that Mcfarlane Toys has out there. There's a heck of a lot of body bucks out there, but this one is just really fluid. The articulation, just get him into some dynamic poses. He just flows extremely well, and I really appreciate that aspect because you can have a lot of fun doing some action figure photography with this character. So let's go over articulation on this guy. Let's start off with the head. The head does have some pretty good range of motion. Looking up, looks down. You got the full side attitude going on. He has a spacer joint that this body buck uses to really good range of motion. The ball joint there, the bicep cut, double jointed, ratcheted elbows, ball joints at the wrist. For abdominal region, he can look back pretty damn good. Forward as well, not too bad. Does have the ball joint at the waist, ball joints at the hips, double joint ratcheted knees, toe articulation, pivot, ankle rocker, sculpted ball joints. And he's got everything going on. A really cool looking figure, and I'm very happy to add him to my DC collection. But let's bring in some other characters that you might want to put along with the Atom. So what we got here is the Animal Man, sharing the same body buck. And like I said, and if check out my video on Animal Man where we took a look at him, the different body bucks. This truly is one of the best. The fluid range of motion and articulation is outstanding. I don't think there's too many other characters out there that have that same range of articulation. Really nicely done. One of the best. Then let's bring in another Justice League that I like to put him with, and that's the Flash. These two guys look great together. The bright colors, that really impact of the red. Red's one of my favorite colors, by the way. And I just love it on action figures, and especially my favorite superheroes. They look awesome, very dynamic and powerful. Bring in another character. I've always wanted to see these two guys together, the Blue Beetle and the Atom. Really kind of fun looking characters. This would be a fun team up with the Atom, kind of goofy Blue Beetle kind of characteristic, a little bit more serious Atom. This could be a really stellar miniseries if something like that ever came to fruition. Very cool. Another character that I'd love to have in my Justice League, and that is Firestorm. So seeing these two guys together, man, that's like, some childhood dreams when I was thinking of dream teams as a little kid, especially when I was in the doctor's office. I always thought of, when I had to get a needle or some sort of inoculation or something like that. I always thought, you know what, I'm getting superpowers. And I'm always thinking, okay, what Justice League members would I have in the team? Just kind of distract myself from, no one wants to get a needle when you're a young kid, 6, 7 years old. So that's what my thought process was. And I always thought these two would look cool on a team. And then let's bring in some of the other characters from this wave as well. So we do have our Worlds at War Superman and our Green Arrow Longbow Hunter. So this wave has been really fun. I mean, we got an awesome Superman, a very stylized Ed McGuinness Superman. We got a Green Arrow that has a lot of good attributes, but unfortunately, articulation, a major issue with that figure. And then we got the Atom. The Atom is just killing it. He looks awesome. Fluid articulation, some fun accessories. That small little Atom is just damn cool. Really appreciate it. So there you go, guys. This is a definite must-buy day one purchase for me. I think he's a great addition to the Justice League of America roster. A classic character, a fun action figure as well. You can just kind of use your imagination. And I think the card artwork really sells this character. And after seeing that artwork, I want to deep dive and get some more Adam comics. Maybe check out the Sword of Adam from the 80s, that miniseries that just had a really different look. Definitely do some Google searches, guys, and check out some of the cool stuff on the Atom. I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised by this character. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Had a great time reviewing these figures. Hope you guys have enjoyed my videos and my commentary. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to turn on those bell notifications so whenever I put up a video, it goes right into your feed. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about the Atom. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you soon.